Hello. Okay.
Oh, wow. Now we're on. This is an exciting episode, Shirley.
Yeah.
We are now live here on Facebook. How are you, Shirley?
I'm good, Ralph. This is not only exciting day today, but this is amazing day. Kasi we have a very, very nice topic. I think ito yung sobrang nag-overflow yung last week natin na session. Kaya nabitin yung mga tao. And I think this is a very good time for us to launch this.
That's true. Last week, we had Tita Maribel Dionisio, who was able to partake and impart a lot of important wisdom that parents that time really were, they talagang dinagsak siya ng mga viewers.
Yes,
And it was a productive time. A lot of people learned from it. And now, because people really demanded for more exposure of Tita Maribel and her team, we pushed this event, this parenting virtual conference. Okay, this is the first time we ever did this, and I think this is a bit innovative of us kasi no pandemic can stop us from really pushing the message of powerful parenting.
Kasi before we do this parang virtual conference for parenting, we have already that school for parents. Kaya lang because of what's happening and we prioritize the safety, of course, of all people who can attend that. So this pandemic will not stop us from, pushing it through because I think we all need this. All the parents and even yung mga single, na nagpa-plan din to become a parents really need this.
That's true. And this time, so last time we talked about parenting amid the pandemic. We are going to continue the topic, but we're going to open this platform to more people. So if you guys have questions, nako, wag kayong mahiya to share that into
our comment section.
Yes, in the comment section. So Shirley, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's welcome our team who's going to be here with us, and they're going to share to us their ideas and knowledge. Let's welcome the Love is Two team. Hi guys.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Miss Aiza. Let's welcome muna. Let's do this one by one. Let's welcome Tita Maribel Dionisio. Hi, Tita.
Hello, Tita Maribel. It's really good to see you again.
Yes, I'm so glad to share more information to the parents today. Thank you for inviting us again.
No, Tita, thank you very much for making this happen with us. Also, we have here Coach Aiza. Hi, Coach Aiza.
Hello, Ralph. Hello, Shirley. And to all those who are joining us over FB Live, thank you for inviting us, and it's nice to be here.
Ayun. Thank you, Coach Aiza. And also, the last but not the least,
the very
guapo,
young.
The very young.
Very young.
Coach Dan.
Ayan. Hi, Coach Dan.
Hello. Good morning. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. And salamat sa invitation.
Thank you very much, Coach Dan. And ayan, we're going to give the floor to our coaches. So surely later on you will be sharing to the group the questions and the comments that our parents have in the comment section. Let's get this started,
everyone, Ralph, to ask questions about the parenting habang we have all this extraordinary coaches in terms of parenting, so that we can be more informed and learn a lot of things. So please do take this chance, guys, to ask your comments in the comment section so that we can answer it later
on. All right. There you go, guys. So let's take advantage of this. Coach Aiza, take the lead.
Hi. So we know that our team have always been going around to educate parents and on new way or a more conscious way of doing their role as parents, and also some attitudes. But I'm sure during this time of the pandemic, during this ECQ, there are more issues that are coming out, more issues that are surfacing. Kung dati medyo they can set it aside, but now because they're stuck together, they're forced to really face it. So maybe some of the things that we'd like to clarify, and maybe I can ask our other senior, sabi ni na Ralph, older, sige, I will capitalize on that. Yes, hindi sinabing older din ako. The attitudes on parenting. What really are the role? Ano nga ba talaga ang trabaho ng magulang? Maybe I can start with Maribel and then Dan. Ano nga ba ang real job of a parent?
The real job of a parent, Aiza, is really to guide their children, teach them. That's why the word discipline we use when we discipline our children, it doesn't mean to spank or to hurt or to scream at them. Naku, siguro maraming parents ngayon naninigaw nga. But really from the word discipline, is to teach them how to go about doing things, how to maybe fix their chores, how to fix their schedule, and to explain why. So there's a lot of explanation that parents need to do. And I hope they make use of this time now because they have a little more time to explain things to their children these days.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Maribel, how about Dan?
Hello. For me, on a very personal note, parenting kasi is a process of letting go. Ano? Ang pagiging magulang, proseso to ng pagbibitaw. Ano? Kasi inihanda natin, we're preparing our own children for the time that they will leave us. So it's a matter of equipping them with the skills, not so much the financial or monetary or material things, but really the skills and especially the self-esteem that can make them equipped to handle whatever problems they will face in life. So it's very important that yung mindset natin as parents is, okay, my children will eventually leave me. Nakakalungkot dun sa iba, kaya lang, it's a reality. But I would rather prepare my children in terms of their own life skills, their own self-esteem, than preparing their future as in making sure that they have a significant inheritance. Nakakatulong yon. But it's really about equipping them with the life skills that they need and they will need it, especially in times like this, hindi natin anticipated. So it's very important that we keep the mindset to prepare our children for the time that they will leave us.
That's interesting, no? And I didn't hear from both of you kasi may ibang parents na, lalo na yung mga parents na matagal, nag-intay bago magka-baby. Parang sinasabi nila, nako, I will make my child or my children the happiest person they can be. I will give them all they want. What do you think of parents who think that way?
Yeah. To make them happy, yes, is our goal. But do not give everything because they will be happy but spoiled. And the parents will be so unhappy because most of the children, if we give everything and we do not teach them how to fish, so to speak, or teach them how to do things on their own, to be self-reliant, especially to be resilient. These times it's really will show how much resiliency has been developed in our children, that they can create other opportunities, whether they're a student, like my son who's working from mud travel, naging mud market, di ba? Nagbebenta ng gulay and he's all right with it. So amazing really what our parenting can really do, that they can be creative and brave despite all the possible obstacles in life.
That's interesting. And I'll go back to Maribel on clarifying what does resiliency or being resilient look like, or what does it mean really? Baka may mga tao na hindi grasp yung concept ng resilience. But I'll also ask Dan, what do you think of that notion of some parents that I need to make my child very happy, although I shouldn't make them sad?
Yes, there is a notion by a lot of parents, myself included, when I was a younger parent. When my children,
Tagal na dun.
matagal na talaga. Kasi
Ilan
mga na
taon
ako.
na mga anak mo, Dan? Di ba? Para malaman ng mga audience.
My daughter, my eldest child, just turned 33. And she's a physician. My son, my only son, just turned 30, and my daughter just turned 29.
Yeah.
So, a little perspective. Anyway, what I was starting to say was, there's a tendency to overcompensate. Yung hindi ko nakuha ng bata ako, ibibigay ko sa anak ko. It's a noble intention, but the tendency is to really overcompensate. As in, I will go to all lengths, to give them what I was deprived. But sometimes, yung deprivation natin, it was useful in terms of motivating us, exactly, making us more resilient, no? So, it's not really, again, material things, okay yan, pero it's not the main thing that we want to give our children. We want to develop that sense of resilience and, very importantly, the self-esteem, equipping them with the skills, basically helping them learn to solve their own problems, not solving the problems for them. At ang daming magulang, again, myself included, na ganun yung mindset, lalo na yung mga bata pa, no? And those who also, kahit pa paano, experience a lot of deprivation when they were young. So you have to be careful that we don't go to the other extreme, because we will be creating children. When they grow up, they will tend to be entitled. They will
Or-
demand everything that they want and they need, and saying, kasi sinanay ako ng magulang ko na ganito. We do not want that
Right.
direction.
So sounds like they are meeting their unfulfilled needs through their children and calling it parenting.
Yes,
Okay. So
unfortunately, yes. Kaya nga, hindi siya masyadong helpful, especially when you go to that extreme of giving them everything that hindi na nga need, everything that they want. So,
yes.
Right.
So I think the first step in avoiding this as a parent is that you're aware, no? That we are aware that we have such unmet needs, and therefore we need to siguro look into ourselves. We go introspecting and we talk to counselors or we attend workshops on how we can surface those things to sa parent. Yes, Maribel.
Yeah, nako. Hello.
Hello. So, don't worry, it's not cut. Hindi siya na-cut sa live. Ano lang siya, nag-power outage lang siya, pero hindi
Paano yung kay Aiza? Wait, I better give you the numbers of Aiza and...
Yes po. Kami muna po, mag-a-adlib muna po kami ni again here on Facebook. So, guys, ito nangyari. We had a technical difficulty, but in just 1 minute, we will be back together with the Love Institute team. So, surely, ang dami ko natutunan sa kanila about the parenting concept. And I'm not a parent myself. Pero talagang importante that we get to really find how it is to be a parent, especially during these times. Kasi if you're here with who you are as a parent, we have here Zoe.
She wants to join us live. Say hello, babe.
Hi, Zoe. Ayan. So, importante that we get to know our role during this crisis para we can talaga take care of our family properly.
That's right. I think, Ralph, it's really very important also that you know yourself very well as a parent. Kasi I think dun ka magde-develop ng parenting style. As well, it's very also important, I think, yung paano mo din nakilala yung mga anak mo. Kasi again, like what they've said, every parenting skill or parenting style is a very unique in each one of your kids. So hindi pwede kung sa child number 1 mo, ito yung in-apply mo effective sa kanya, then you're gonna expect also na magiging effective din siya with your child number 2. So it's very important that you know them very well and you know also yourself very well.
That's true. So, ngayon guys, if you have questions, please put that in the comment section. We will be back in no time.
Yeah.
And let's have a...
Say hello muna to our 117 viewers.
Hey everyone!
Ayan, oo.
And
a lot of them are watching. Hello to Rachel, Renix, Imelda, watching from Paete, Laguna pa. And then Arshaga, watching from Tayum Abra. Oh my God, all the way to Abra. Hello kay Jen, sir. And then we have also Chris. We have Ludel Calotes Castillo. Hello. And Annie Grace Solano. Hello po. Sabi nila, thank you daw for this free webinar about parenting. Keep it up.
Thank you po. So this is an joint effort between NBU and the Love Institute.
Yeah, the New Gold U and the Love Institute. That's right. So right now we are experiencing lang technical issues, but we will be right back sa ating mga speakers. Yes, oo.
Yes. And saka I would like to ask as well our viewers, please put in the comment section where you guys are at now. Mm-hmm. Tapos niyan, kunyari, for example, hi, I'm a parent from Jansan. Yeah. Or kunyari, Shirley, she's from Las Piñas. Hi, I'm a parent from Las Piñas. So that we can see in the comment section saan kayo galing, guys. I know this is a global community we have here right now. Ang daming nanood. And hi, Miss Aiza.
Hi.
Hi,
sorry, we got cut.
Yes. Wow. And it happens talaga, the season of
Hindi tayo talaga pag-live, no?
Yan talaga ang live, yes.
Yes. Pero nothing can stop us, correct, Coach Aiza?
Yes, we'll try to get Dan in also again.
And we have also, from...
what are the questions? We can answer some questions.
Yeah, Tita, I think there is one question over here. Ito, from Nenette Claudio, how to reconcile positive discipline of kids' parents versus spoiled treatment of lolos and lolas?
Ay, ang ganda ng tanong.
Very timely question. I think lahat ata tayo
Aiza, expert ka dyan, di ba? But we had that problem also before, di ba? Naalala ko when our children are 34, 32, and 27 now. But when they were about 8 years old, sabi ni Lola, ang rule namin sa bahay, so we need house rules at home. Eat what's on the table. And then, we went to Lola's house, and David asked, I want pancit, Lola. So, we look at David and said, Dab, we will eat what's on the table, remember? But sabi ni Lola, hindi, magluto tayo ng pansit kasi ngayon lang naman kayo pumunta. So, my husband, so yung mother niya yon, kinausap niya, Mom, no cooking of pansit. That's the rule. Anak, ngayon lang kayo nandito. Paluto na natin yung pansit. So, back and forth, nag-usap yung father, the son and the mother, arguing about whether to cook it or not. Later on, sabi ng anak ko, I don't like pancit anymore. So maybe he remembered that we had the house rule. So teach our children the house rule. And if our relationship is good, chances are they will follow it. if not, best effort na lang pag nandiyan kay Lola, let's put Lola aside and let them know, we have this house rule, can we just follow this? For now, I know you want to show your love and concern to them, but consistency in house rules are very important. Especially if you can talk to your parents or your own parents. Ha? Do not talk to your in-laws. Let your spouse talk to his own set of parents. How about
Yes.
you, Aiza?
For me, what I did was prevention. So even before I gave birth, my husband and I met up with both parents, both
Wow,
sets. So,
galing.
so
Yeah.
walang, if kasi we met them separately, they might think we're singling them out
Uh,
or the other one also. They know.
Yeah.
So it's like a happy meeting in anticipation of the coming out of their apo. In my
Okay.
case, it's the first one, no?
Okay.
So we told them na we know you're excited to take care of our child, and we will allow you to. However, our request is the final decisions on discipline and values will have to come from us. And if we're in doubt, we would appreciate to be consulted. So that's easier if we don't live with our parents. I can
Did they follow
imagine.
it most of the time? Kasi now CEO is already 13. So what was it like?
Yes.
There was a announcement, and how
Yes.
percentage of the time did they follow that? They
Yes.
respected your.
Good point. My mom personally my mom had to there are times which she goes overboard in giving and giving gifts and spoiling,
What did you do?
but that's once in a while. So
Okay.
like you, the pancit area, we can talk to our kids again at home. You know, that's Lola's love language. She likes to give gifts, but know that we shouldn't abuse that anything we want, we try to get. So we still do some conversations because we talk a lot at home. So in the first place, whatever rules we have at home has been agreed upon, there's been a lengthy conversation on bakit nga ba bawal yun, bakit this
And
is
we have to
what you
share it with
implement.
our parents and in-laws for consistency
Yes.
in application.
Yes, if you have a chance and you have those list of rules, bago pa nila i-violate, ipakita nyo na sa kanila, oh ma, pa, look, we have this set of rules with us. So,
Kung na-violate na, they can say, we learned from the Love Institute team, ano pala, we have to set the house rules, kami ang in charge.
Yes.
Pwede ho ba yun? So they
yes,
can naman make correction along the way in a gentle but firm way.
yes,
And
yes.
your own parents about it. Yeah.
Right. And I agree. For those who live with their parents and really rely on on the lolos and lolas to be second caregivers to their children, maybe the parents are working, so naiiwan talaga, establish a good relationship with them. I mean, if there are things they don't do, we will recommend not to fight them straight,
Yeah.
not to be contradicting them in front of the children or embarrassing them, but maybe establish also a connection and then conversation and then curious questioning. Ay, pansin ko man, mahilig kayo sa ganyan. Ganyan, ano po ba yung purpose or how come or what do you want to give to the kids? Ganyan. So we try to go or we try to understand where they're coming from. And then that's where we slightly try to bring them over to our side and convince them of the way we believe things.
Right. Okay. Meron pang question, Shirley?
We still have a question over here. Wait, let me check first. Punong-puno po yung natin ngayon, yung comment section natin ng mga questions. And also, you may want to say hello to your viewers po. Ang dami po nilang nanonood today.
Hi to everyone watching. We hope you're learning from this. No, medyo we try to educate as much as we can in whatever little or big opportunity we have. So sama-sama po tayo dito, and we in New Bold University and in the Love Institute are here for you to accompany you through this challenging times, but exciting as well.
Miss Aiza, can you look at the chat?
There's a question from Miguel D. Buncio. Sabi po niya dito, how do we keep our 4-year-old son busy and not let him How do you keep our 4-year-old son busy and not let him to be engrossed with TV, wean him of yaya, and still allow parents time to work?
Okay. Not engrossed with TV, and what's the other one with the yaya?
Wean him of yaya.
Wean him from the yaya. So, like we were going to talk about that. So, having conversations also with your kids, what do you like doing? If you spend time getting to know your children, medyo malalaman nyo kung ano yung hilig nila. For example, for me, I have 2 kids. My girl loves to read, loves theater, loves singing, loves to talk. My son is into football, into data, information about football, anything and everything. Likes to eat, is also into a bit of acting.
So you're saying you have to know the interest of each child. So si Miguel has to know the interest of the 4-year-old son, and then once you know the interest, then you work out.
Yes,
activities.
and then you suggest activities that are away from the screen.
Correct.
Or into real objects like books, like toys, like puzzles, like ball, like
music,
blocks, like
Yes.
music.
Right.
Music na hindi nasa YouTube or naka-MTV, but
Right.
really just audio music. So,
Audio music.
nababawasan yung pinanonood.
Kasi ang 4-year-old
and then,
still developing parang interest. So, Miguel can offer a buffet of activities, and the internet or mga gadgets is only one item there in the maybe 12 activities they can offer during the day, and make a schedule from the time the son wakes up to the time they sleep, and yaya has to follow that also. And also
right.
other family members who are there at home.
I can imagine a 4-year-old doesn't have real concept of the timing system yet, but they know how a clock looks like. For example, you have an analog clock. So maybe your schedule can have a drawing of what the clock looks like. Is it pointing to 8? Is it pointing to 6? Pointing to 4 o'clock? And what you do. And then before, what we recommend for younger kids, you put a sign on the TV or on the computer that you only get to use this at a certain time. So again, a drawing of the clock, from this look of the clock to this look of the clock. So they know it's just 1 hour. And the recommended number of hours exposure to the screen is how many, Maribel?
Naku, for below 2 years old, 0. So mga 4 years old, baka mga 30 minutes lang a day. And so all the activities they do online or the gadgets, there are corresponding real physical board games and,
yes.
and books.
Yes.
And, so it is a matter of, but I think now the parent has to get involved also and make use of this to introduce these activities to the child.
Right.
Do not leave the child alone. You want to do this together, and that will fortify the relationship more with your child. And in terms of being cooperative, there'll be a higher chance that your son will be cooperative. So
actually, modeling is a big deal here. If you tell your kids, you cannot watch too much TV, and then you're the one binging in front of Netflix, medyo that will send a confusing message to the kids. So, kayo rin as a parent, find things to do. And between the schedules of the kids of sleeping time, eating time, taking a bath and all the other things that they need to do, maybe you can also infuse, like ang dami ko nakikita ngayon sa internet na homemade Play-Doh. We cannot buy that, but there are recipes on how to make homemade and safe Play-Doh na even if they eat, because it's made of flour and salt, something like that. So bring out your cards, bring out the playing cards, or whatever you need to do, Monopoly and all that. So
we can ask
mga age-appropriate games.
Si Dan, yung 4-year-old yung apo, ano yung activities that, di ba, your daughter introduced to your 4-year-old apo? Are you okay na there, Dan?
Yes. Hi. So what they're doing is actually homeschooling, So They actually got an announcement na the rest of the school year, suspended na, hindi na mag-meet. So what they're doing is basically doing a lot of work, and they're actually very focused. And I think it's what like Aiza caught what Aiza said was it's really about modeling. Kung nakikita nila na very studious halimbawa yung parents, they do a lot of studying themselves, they will follow. So tama talagang it really children see and follow from basically what they see, not so much from what they hear. That's why it's very important to be the best model in terms of what we do, not just what we say, because our children will not really listen, but they will model what they
We'll
see.
see. They will look at what you're doing, actually doing.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So, sama yun, last na, list down activities like riding the bike, yung mga three-wheeled bike, and then moving into two-wheeled bike, may time for more active activities like that. And then merong book reading time. Preschools and us at home, we call it DEAR time, DEAR, which is drop everything and read. And I can imagine a 4-year-old is developing wider vocabulary. So maraming mga picture books that they can accompany their kids with in front of them and point and make song numbers, very exaggerated movements so they retain and appreciate the language as well.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Can I just say something also? I don't know if it was discussed already. It's making the best of the not so good opportunity. It's really connecting with our children. It's talking to them on a feeling level and asking them,
Yes.
what's happening to you? How are you feeling about the situation right now? And again, when we model, it's okay to share our negative feelings, and it's important for our children to hear us share them. But along with this is the assurance that we are there for them. No,
Right.
we are doing our best to make it safe and protected, and it's also an opportunity again to connect emotionally. For such a long time before this lockdown, hindi tayo masyadong nagko-communicate because we're so busy. But it's really an opportunity because we're in the same house for such an extended period of time for us to really connect, and not just chika lang, not just information, but on a feeling level. And it's very important actually because we're modeling this to our children that it's okay to talk about our feelings, and it's very important actually.
So are you saying, Dan, coming from that, is it okay to show to our children our vulnerabilities when we're feeling sad, when we're feeling upset? Okay lang bang makita nila o dapat nakikita lang nila lagi tayong okay at masaya?
Absolutely. Bakit? Kasi pag pinapakita natin sa mga anak natin na ako, kahit nahihirapan ako, hindi ako magpapakita ng nahihirapan ako. That's what they will model. And we'll create children who are basically saying, okay, I will not show my feelings. Even if I'm tired, I will not tell people that I'm tired. Even if I'm sad, I will not tell people that I'm sad. But along with our...
Which is wrong.
Yes, because what's going to happen is that in terms of the emotional connection that they will develop in the future, magkakaroon ng dysfunction, no? So when they develop relationships, significant relationships with their future partners, may may conditioning na, no, to basically not talk about my feelings. But when we model about talking our feelings, especially negative feelings, what happens is that sabi ng bata, ay, it's okay pala. Now, it's not just talking about feelings, but really talking about when I feel negative, this fear, for example, with this lockdown, with this quarantine, I feel afraid. But what is important to me that's causing me to be afraid? In other words, my sense of security, my sense of losing control, that's what I value. My sense of basically anticipating what's going to happen. And when we talk about our children, to our children, or with our children about their feelings, we also want to find out, kaya ka ba natatakot? The reason you're so sad? Is it because this is important to you? Because it emphasizes the values that are developing in our children.
So I hope our listeners are getting this, know what what I heard from Dan so far, it's okay to model or to show negative feelings such as sadness or anxiety or being tired, as long as you model how to verbalize it and express it safely. And then at the same time, you understand where it's coming from, maybe by asking the belief system, ano ba naisip mo, bakit mo naramdaman yan, o paano ka napunta sa ganyang sitwasyon and feeling. My question is there a not so healthy way of expressing these feelings, good or bad feelings?
Okay, I'll respond to that. Um, it's important also to distinguish my feeling from my expression of the feeling. Okay, the feeling itself, wala siyang morality. Feelings are not bad. They're not good. They're just feelings. But how we express them, how we ventilate them, yan, we already have a choice. In other words, if I'm afraid and because of my fear, I will just really lock myself in my room and spend thousands of pesos disinfecting everything, parang sobra na, no? That can be judged already as negative. However, if I use this opportunity and just assure myself, okay, my fear is coming from a sense of wala masyadong assurance or security, certainty yung future, that's okay. It just tells me how important my life, the life of my children are. No?
Okay.
So it's basically saying it's very important actually to talk about it, and therefore we really encourage parents to do this because there's a great danger if we don't let our children or expose our children to us expressing our feelings.
Yes. Okay. Maribel, you were about to say something earlier.
Yeah, it's good really to express the feeling. Yeah, you say, I'm feeling tired, maybe from fixing. Is it possible you help me? Or I will sit down first here in my sofa. I will rest first for a while. So we do not project that we are a superwoman and all positive that Dan is saying. So we can add also after sharing our feeling, maybe what you will do with it when you're feeling maybe worried. Okay, I'm worried, but maybe I will pray more, or I will work out our schedule or our budget to take a look. We have enough money for the remaining days because we don't know how long this one is. So there's that feeling, and we can connect it with some action also. So it's like teaching children also how to handle and manage the negative. There are negative feelings, but there are also ways to manage it and work around it after expressing it.
So I love it, no? Modeling our negative behavior and how we express it to our children, I think makes our children feel safe to be
Yes.
able to allow themselves to feel that and express it, especially within the family, the circle of trust that we have if we
Right.
establish that at home. And then just to relate that to what we were supposed to discuss earlier before we got cut on resilience.
Yeah.
So if we're coming from a negative situation and triggering negative feelings. Can you talk more about that on how that's related to what you're saying on resilience? Maybe Maribel, how do you define resilience? Ano ba itsura nun on a regular situation? How does resilience should look like, feel like, sound like?
Resilient, the definition really is able to triumph in the face of life's challenges. So able to rise above challenges that you have. Actually, both adults and children have to be resilient. This is really a test of our resiliency also as adults, not just with the children. So with the children, we want to teach them as young as they are to be problem solvers of their concerns. We can maybe give suggestions. So you're feeling sad now. You cannot see your playmate, your favorite playmate. So how sad is that? So magkwento siya how sad. So is there anything that we can do that can make you feel better? And then maybe he'll say, what if I call my playmate on the phone? We can talk on the phone. Or will you allow me, mom? We'll do FaceTime for 10 minutes with my playmate. Or, mommy, maybe you can play with me. You're my playmate today. So they are being resilient when they are able to first acknowledge the difficulty, and then to also have solutions and to think about it rather than to to say, ay nako, problema ka talaga, wala kang magagawa, or there's nothing that can, you're doomed. So we don't like to have that kind of attitude that our children will develop, or for us to develop that in our children. But see, while they're young, we help them in terms of, that's why listening, our skill in listening is very important. What are you feeling? And then you affirm them. I know you can think of some solutions. So
Right.
affirm their competency is very important. And these are the other
So-
skills that hopefully we'll be teaching in the school for parents. There's
Correct.
really a lot that we need to learn in terms of skills and knowledge. So those two, in the meantime, connection and competency are important
Correct.
for a child to be resilient. We have to emphasize that.
And what I heard with that, yung connection, just to emphasize to the parents as well, it includes validation of feelings. If they feel, Mom, I'm bored, we don't jump right away into, di humanap ka na gagawin mo.
Or sasabihin, batang-bata ka pa, bored ka na. My God.
Yes. Buti nga, di mo ba nakita yung ibang tao, mas suffer, nagkakasakit. So instead of pushing aside how the children are feeling, we validate it first. I understand you're bored. Can you tell me more about it? And then we help them through the being resilient by enhancing their competency, by letting them think of options on their own, and at the same time make decisions on your own. We don't tell them what to do, or else their brain will be lazy and they'll be dependent on the parents to think for them. But I will have to
But
ask to that.
the younger the kids lang, we might give suggestions, but give
Yes.
2 or 3. When you give 2 or 3 suggestions that for you is acceptable, and then you ask the 3-year-old to choose, that is
Yes.
also teaching them how to think.
Right.
Kasi they may not have the raw ideas, but
Yes.
so we kind of help them, but they decide. I think that's
Yes.
part of the competency there.
Correct.
So that they
So-
can decide, and so that they cooperate if they are part of the decision-making process.
Right. Thank you for that, Maribel. I forgot to mention that for younger kids, we provide the option, but let them choose. So they feel, wow, I get to choose and I can decide for myself. But I want to also ask Dan, in terms of resilience, and now we're in this pandemic and ECQ, what are probably some situations and some suggestions we can give, or scenario making, on how we can help either a younger child or a teenager through this when they're feeling low?
Well, when we're talking about resilience, I believe a huge part of being resilient is exactly what Maribel said, coping and in fact even thriving in times of adversity. And a large part of being resilient is knowing when you feel something negative and learning how to express it in a manner that does not really harm yourself or other people. So when we model this as parents, and again, that's why parenting is actually one of the hardest things that we do, because we're coming from our own experience from our own parents. And if our own parents were not very resilient or did not really teach us to be resilient, it's our own journey to becoming more resilient na kasabay natin yung mga anak natin. So, and now going to your question on how we can teach our children, actually, again, by modeling, by showing that, okay, this is a situation that is absolutely out of the normal, but we can make the best of what we have. That's why connecting with each other, enhancing the communication that we have with the whole family, So
Right.
it's an opportunity again. When for such a long time, perhaps we did not have enough time for our children. It's
Yes.
now the opportunity to have time for them.
Yeah. Maybe as an example also, and maybe both of you can think of specific examples that you heard from your own children, or some of the people we get to talk to and counsel. Like there's a whole batch of graduating students supposedly this March or this coming May that are kind of disappointed that they're not getting the ceremony that they feel they deserve. So maybe one of the things, an example of how we can address that is check on how they feel about it and where it's coming from. Maybe, I've always wanted to have the tradition of walking and then having that baccalaureate mass with my batchmates, and that seems like it's hanging on the balance, or maybe they have awards that they're expecting to be recognized, and maybe just listen, as Dan said, listen to what's causing the down feeling, and then help them through that. And then once the feeling has been exhausted, that's when we try to help change perspective. Uh, what are you grateful for? Is there any blessing disguised in this your graduation not pushing through? And then what are the options that we have? Is there another way perhaps we can celebrate your commencement into another
Yeah.
level? Or
Oh.
how else
Not
can
only that, not only the children, maraming
parents weddings
there
also,
that
yeah,
are being postponed, so the resiliency also. And so just like whether it's a graduation or what, you can celebrate that day and say, and there are announcements that I see now that are cute because of what's happening. We will celebrate more later on after all of this, but you can have a small celebration at home. And maybe what you do is to have the gratitude, maybe gathering,
yes,
or grateful, or what am I grateful for about each family member, especially the one who has a special occasion of graduation, wedding,
kahit birthdays, no?
birthdays. Nako,
Yes.
yes, we can still continue celebrating, and yeah, use Zoom to get people together and have a Zoom party to
Right.
for people to celebrate with you, if not through physical presence. That will be helpful.
Right.
All right. Yes.
Okay.
Shirley, may question pa ka ata si Shirley. Are we there, Shirley?
Yes, tita, I'm still here. Ayan. So, ang dami kasing mga insights, tita, dito sa mga pinag-usapan. And I think some of the question of our viewers, natakal na rin po while you have your discussion. So, siguro ito, tita, isa sa mga, ayan, some question is from Maris Retutal. Sleeping time of our children became very late since nag-quarantine. They stay awake even till early in the morning, and my husband and I were always sleepy by that time. Since he is a frontliner and myself is working from home, what can we do po? Ayan.
Ako, I would ask, how is that affecting the parents? Is it important for them to be sleeping at the same time? Kasi unlike before, there's a natural consequences that we can say, sige ka, if you sleep late, you will wake up late and you'll be late for school. But those scenarios are not here right now. So the value of sleeping early should be re-examined and then help our children understand it. Because if it's just us, matulog na kayo kasi maingay, and kailangan ko ano, then we have to explain that to them. Then maybe if you want to stay awake, sasabihin nila, pwede ba I can stay awake but I'll be quiet? O pwedeng sagutin nila ng ganon. But otherwise, they have to understand the value it for them and for you if you want that movement to be sleeping earlier.
Oh, baka the worry of parents is mahirapan sila later on. So we will be given about an announcement. We'll have an idea of when school will be back, and many say school should not be back yet for a long time. So let's treat this like a summer vacation, in the sense that usually children sleep later, and work out again a schedule with the children from the time they wake up to the time they sleep. This is we can say the pandemic schedule is separate pa from a summer schedule.
Tita, I think, parang ang sabi niya rin dito, may follow-up comment siya, sabi niya, they're sleeping with us po kasi. So, hirapan din sila matulog. Kasi
okay, so baka huwag na sila matulog with the parents.
Separate room.
Oo, parents also need privacy. So, maybe tell the children, look, if you want to sleep in our room, we have to sleep at this time. If not, hopefully there's another room. Then you sleep there in the other room. But this kind of schedule will be now during the pandemic. If we know school is coming, when school is coming, maybe about a week before school, we will go back to our old schedule to work it out. And tama yung sabi ni Aiza, what are the gains for the child to sleep later? The parents can express their concern, but they can agree in terms of how to solve that problem.
I think, yeah, go Dan.
Yeah, in addition, tama yung sabi ni Maribel, ano, In fact, we need to renegotiate the sleep time of our children, especially in this extraordinary time. Kung dati may pasok kinabukasan, syempre you have to be asleep by 9 or maybe 10 o'clock at the latest. But this time, may konting tawad. That's why you renegotiate the previous house rules if you already had them. Kung wala, mag-set up kayo ng bagong house rules, negotiation. Ibig sabihin, hindi manggagaling sa parents. Include the children, no matter what age, as long as they're able to communicate, what do you think, anak, is the best time for you to sleep? Nasabihin nyo siguro, yung teenager na, lalo mga 2 or 3 o'clock. Okay, then talk about it. The other thing I want to talk about is, why do children want to spend that much time? They actually need connection with their peers, with their friends. So what they can do is actually, okay, you have the whole day to connect with your friends. And I'm letting you to have it, part of the negotiation be how much time do you need to connect with your friends and chat with them, and just ordinary connection lang, na kwentuhan lang. So that's part of the negotiation. And if the concern is something regarding health, talk about it. I'm just concerned about your health, anak, kasi staying up late, and then baka magkasakit ka, something like that. So it's really about, first, there's a need that's being addressed when they stay up late. It's most likely connecting to their peers, to their friends, and try to address it that they don't have to stay up that much later than what you don't want. And the other thing, of course, is negotiate such that they are part of the process of decision making and empowered na sila.
Yeah.
Paninindigan nila yan kasi ako pumayag ako eh. In fact, for parents of younger children, papirmahin nyo yan, no? Papirmahin nyo sa papel, i-post mo sa refrigerator para makikita nila. Hindi na kailangan i-notarize kasi lalabas ka pa para magpa-notarize.
May signature. Ginawa ko yan noon. May signature sila. Agreement.
Yes, it's an agreement, and therefore, if they were part of developing the agreement,
they're accountable.
And they will make sure that they follow it. And all you have to do when they violate it, as in, okay, it's already 3 o'clock, sabi mo, 1 o'clock lang, just point to the agreement. Kasi they were part of developing it. Therefore, they will hold on to it. May investment sila, no? May buy-in sila dun sa proseso.
So again, this whole negotiating that Dan is talking about and expressing the needs and learning the needs that Maribel was mentioning, we will accompany you or be happy to teach the skill of negotiating further to all our parents, especially in the school that we will be doing. So it's a series of steps talaga, and which includes a lot of listening and getting where the kids are coming from. It's not dictatorship. We don't bring this down. Eto, matulog ka na ganitong oras, because more likely than not, they have the option of not following it, and you will just be fighting each other every night going to sleep. And we don't want that. We want a sound sleep, knowing that everyone in the family we are in harmony with. So we will avoid that.
Coach Aiza, just to lang din dun sa sinabi ni Coach Dan kanina, di ba? It's really perfect that you have an agreement. Kasi it's not like parang one-man team lang or one-man person lang yung nagsasabi na ito yung dapat natin gawin. So parang you have both sides are we on agreement. No?
Yes.
Pero what if may ma-violate dun sa agreement? Do you need also to put that in the agreement? Now, what are the possible punishment?
Consequences.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's the consequences.
Pwedeng that's part of the agreement. Should you, for example, especially yung mga number of hours used in the gadget, let's say that's the agreement. Should you exceed your allowed number of hours in front of a screen today, maybe part of the agreement is mababawasan yung for tomorrow, maybe. Or it's just another conversation. You can express how you feel kasi part of the negotiation, tulad ng example natin na late natutulog, frontliners, maybe expressing how that affects you. Anak, I know you want to be with your friends, pero maybe kaya lang I get tired. I seem to be lacking in sleep when I have to wait for you to sleep. So expressing how you feel and how it's affecting you, and just letting the other person understand that again, if it was violated. Maybe it will lead to a renegotiation of the rule. Tawaran yan constant tawaran, and then or maybe just, I'm sorry mommy, I will try to do it better tomorrow, something like that.
Or not,
Yeah.
we implement the consequences. We do not use punishment, but we use consequences of their action.
Yeah.
Because it will teach them that there are agreements, and unless renegotiated, then we have to implement it firmly but gently.
Yes, I think a good consequence would be, for example, agreement is, for example, until 12 midnight lang, no? Depende siyempre sa age. Pero yun, kunyari, yung agreement. If you stayed up until 2, last night, then tonight you can only stay up until 10. So parang may quota siya, no?
Uh,
Pag na-exceed mo na yung quota mo, you take it off from the following day. So
Right.
it's they become more aware, ay nako, mababawasan yung oras ko bukas. So they will follow the agreement. And maganda yan, kasama na dun sa i-negotiate ninyo na agreement with the child.
Oo. But that's actually a very good question. Kasi ganun talaga ngayon eh. Iba yung timing ng mga estudyante. Pero we also need, kasi kung araw-araw na-violate, baka kailangan i-renegotiate yung oras and enroll the child na agreed sila at the time na agreement. Or at the same time, we also choose our battles. For example, I have a teenager, I have a 12-year-old also, I have a 14-year-old, and sometimes it gets violated and they exceeded. Is that something really we need to get into, or maybe pwede namang once in a while let it go?
That's why here, if the parents are equipped with the skills and knowledge, then they are the ones who are like what we call the conductor. They are empowered. They know what to do. They take charge, but they're taking charge with kindness and with order. So there's clarification and there is also listening. So it is really parenting with a heart still. It's not parenting with a stick. We don't advise that because that's only a short-term solution. So we really, I think later on you'll be mentioning about the school for parents that we'll organize, because this is one area that we don't learn before we become parents for most of us. So this is an opportunity now.
Yeah. And Tita, I think this is a very timely question also, because we're talking about the consequences. One mommy said that any thoughts on disciplining with love during a child's rebel age, which is peer pressures, is heightened at this time. I think she's talking about the pre-teen age, which is 7 to 12 years old. Any advice that you can give daw po for that kind of age? Love, discipline.
Yan, Aiza, age ni anak.
Disciplining with the love with the rebellious age. So if you started early and the connection between you and your child is there, and there's less impositions, again, a lot of the rules that we try to implement in the house, they're listened, they're consulted, hindi imposed, then the rebellion will be lessened, even if all their friends are rebelling against their parents. In fact, again, with my own kids, we talk about their friends. Minsan anonymously, no? Because sa mom, I have this friend, she's always fighting with her mom like that. So I try to get her perspective on that. What do you think about it? How does she feel when she fights with her mom or her mom scolds her? So we try to get to the bottom of that. And then when that's done, I ask her, how about you? Are there feelings that you don't feel happy about, or you're annoyed with me? So we check, I personally check on her too. Pero again, if there are less things that they will be rebelling on, certain rules na pati sila naman in agreement and they were consulted, there's really less need to go against the authority, which are the parents.
Rebellion is usually a sign of a need of a child, need for attention, the need for some power, because we need to share some power also with them. But these are things precisely that we have to educate parents, because I'm sure some parents say, what, we share power with them? Yes. But really, and then also the listening is important. So I hope that parent will join us, because hindi ito isang solution lang. There's so many ingredients that will help the parent reduce the rebellion of the child. Repair work. And better to do it now habang pre-teens pa yan. Kasi kung hindi, pag naging teenager, it can really just get worse. Okay?
Yes. We can also make it an opportunity to talk to the child, where is that rebellion coming from? And I was just thinking, one of the potential sources of rebellion is nga ginagaya lang yung friends nila, no? But when that happens, or in any other, kung iba ba yung source nung rebellion, just talk about your feelings. How do I feel as a parent when you rebel, when you shout, when you do your behavior is unacceptable. So I feel hurt and I feel so sad because what's important to me is for your development as a child. No? I want you to really grow and really develop as a person. And what your rebellion is showing me is that it's telling me that something is not satisfactory. So it's an opportunity to communicate. Again, connection with our child. And the best way to really connect is talk about actually the negative feelings. Because happy feelings, madali lang eh. No? It's easy to connect. But when you connect on a level na negative feelings and try to identify ano ba yung need na hindi nasasagutan. What need is not being addressed. So you can address that and at the same time, there's a deeper connection with the child.
Yeah.
Speaking of negative feelings, quickly lang, and siguro madidiscuss din natin yan sa ating parenting university. We will, if we are triggered with negative feelings also, even if it's because of our kids, normally that's a need a person of the parent need or need ng magulang na not being met. It's not just, and we have to check our motivations. Is it really to try and teach our children or na-trigger tayo on a personal basis kasi meron tayong hindi tayo
Hugot.
na-validate o meron hindi attention, hugot, yung tawag natin na hugot. So yan, understanding that more.
Agree. And I think, Tita, mostly kasi ng mga questions talaga natin right now from our viewers, it's really more of the disciplining, no? So, like this mom po, ang tanong niya is, yung anak niya daw, lagi daw naninigaw ng parents. Ayaw kumain, ayaw maligo, ayaw mag-toothbrush, ang gusto lang is more of on the cellphone. They gave out the rules daw, pero ilang oras lang, and then ayaw na daw sa rules, and then bigla daw nagalit. So, how can you handle this kind of...
Ilang taon kaya yung bata? I'm curious.
But, ayun, wala po kasi nakalagay na age, but I think this is more of a siguro general, ano na lang.
Baka
and
mga
this is
between 5 to 10, sabihin natin.
siguro.
Answer natin, okay?
And I think this is a matter of, Maribel, no, natural consequence, no?
Yes, yes.
So instead of, kasi normally pag meron tayong rules, so sabi nga, as Shirley has read from the question, binigay na namin yung rules. So if I will presume from the word binigay, hindi yan pinag-usapan at pinag-agrihan. So kung galing lang sa parents, hindi maiintindihan ng bata, bakit ko susundin yan? Pag hindi nasunod, normally, as parents, we allow them to experience natural consequence. For example, pag hindi kumain ng bata, ano ang consequence? Shirley, pag di kumain ng bata, anong consequence?
Magugutom.
Magugutom. So ang tanong ko sa mga ibang parents, naka-experience na po ba ng gutom? Yung talagang, kasi some children will say, do you know what hunger feels? And especially if they're not coming from a family na maraming magkakapatid. Kasi pag maraming magkakapatid, hindi problema gutom eh. Ay, hindi problema yung pagkain kasi agawan. But do you feel the hunger, the twisting pain in your stomach that it's empty? Some of them no, because the consequence is pag ayaw kumain ng bata, nagagalit si mommy, fino-force feed. So hindi nararamdaman. Ganon din yung pag-toothbrush. Especially kung milk teeth pa yan, let them feel the pain of a toothache. Or let them, sometimes we'll show them the look in the mirror, look at all the things on your food. How does it look like? Ew! So minsan, we exaggerate the hygiene effect of not brushing teeth. Or you smell your breath, cover like that, inhale, exhale, smell your breath. How does that smell like? Ew! Diba? So let them experience the consequence of not brushing teeth, for example, and not eating, and then do a coaching conversation from that. Oh, so we have that. What should we do? Brush teeth. Or how often should you brush teeth? Or what time should you brush teeth? Anong comfortable, convenient for you? So it's a whole series of conversations. So the child fully understand why they need to do what they do.
So
And then
conversation with the child, but we have to converse with the parents also and
Yeah.
find out wow, what is it they know, what else we need to equip them. I'm sure the parents really mean well, but effective parenting doesn't come naturally, and one session like this will not might not totally help you, especially there are some children that are more challenging really than the others. So parents really, we have to give them your full armor, fully equipped, because all families will have oftentimes at least one challenging child. So the parenting skills are important. Tama lahat yung sinabi ni Aiza. And for the parent who wrote us, try some, but we hope to see you in our school for parents.
Yes,
Okay.
another interesting point regarding rules, some parents will say, yung parents ko imposed the rules and I turned out fine. So I just do it to my own children. But it's important to examine how did I feel when those rules were imposed without even consulting me. No, because that's what the child is feeling when they rebel. And in my own case, I also rebelled when rules were imposed on me. So it's reflecting back on our own experience and making sure we want to make the next generation better than our generation as parents. It's actually our moral obligation to make our children better than us. And how do we do that? Learn to communicate more effectively and not just impose those rules. In other words, talk to them. Ano ba sa tingin mo ang yung kunyari, how many times a day do you or what time do you have to go to sleep, or what happens if you don't eat or you don't brush your teeth. Talking about the consequences, because it's important for you to show that ang bottom line naman, mahal natin ang anak natin. We love our children, and that's why we want the best for them. And if we basically call on that in terms of the reason why I want this for you, it's because I really love you. Importante ang welfare mo, importante ang kinabukasan mo. And hopefully that gets across to our children. And instead of just imposing, basta ako magulang, anak ka lang. Unfortunately, that does not work anymore.
Yep.
Ang daming learnings, no? Thank you very much po talaga sa mga input ninyo. But before we continue, let us say hello muna po to our almost 130 viewers. Ayan, mag-hello po muna tayo sa kanila. And I think they're really into it. Ang dami po nilang mga questions about the discipline, about the parenting. And like what Tita Maribel said kanina, hindi po ito parang isang araw lang na matututunan natin lahat. No? And I think every day is a learning process, not only to us as a parents, but also to our kids. And we learn also from them. So that's why we launched this virtual parenting conference. I think this is a very big help also for all those parents that who really wanted to learn and who really wanted to journey also with other parents. Kasi mas masaya pagka mas marami tayong nakikita na, okay, same lang din pala kami ng na-experience, na hindi ka pala nag-iisa. Kasi as parents, parang we feel na we failed dahil hindi natin napasunod yung anak natin or hindi natin ibigay yung tamang discipline. But if we are here together with other parents and we create this kind of community of positive parenting, we would also learn na hindi lang pala tayo nag-iisa. No? Kaya masaya kung marami tayong magsasama-sama para matuto. That's why we launched this generation of empowered parents. We are encouraging everyone to join the School for Parents, designed by the country's top experts, led of course by our coach, Maribel Dionisio. So the link is in the comment section na po. So hindi na po tayo mangangapa ngayon because we have a lot of parenting experts that are willing to learn and help us to this kind of journey.
Yes. For people who know that they need a school, that they need a platform where they can learn about concepts of parenting, how they can improve their relationship with their children, go put in the comment section, yes for School for Parents. And yes, of course, to the team of Tita Maribel, Coach Aiza, and Coach Dan, kasi this time they're opening the gates to teach more and more parents. This pandemic times kasi, Shirley, talagang it has totally made us understand our life in a different view, we need pala to take care more of our family because they are the closest to our hearts. They're the ones under our care. And this time, we get to help the parents. Kung dati, we only learn after nagkaroon ka lang ng baby, kunyari nabuntis ka, or maybe naging parent, nag-asawa ka, and then you have kids, pero wala tayong prior training to parenting. Nangyayari is, nagkakaroon tayo ng trial and error sa mga anak natin.
That's true, Ralph. Trial and error and puro experimenting. And, there are many parents who are just so sad na nagiging negative kuminsan ang relationship. And that is not their intention. But see, this is one area in life we have to really make time to really learn more. Kasi this is also one area in life that can be so enjoyable if we do our job really as an effective parent. Yes.
I love that, Tita. Let's make parenting an enjoyable thing. It doesn't have to be about pressures. It doesn't have to be about learning the ropes by yourself. You can learn by learning from these experts who has been doing this for over 25 years already. So the Love is a Truth, Tita Maribel's ministry on parenting has been around for over 25 years. Pero hindi halata kay Tita Maribel that she's been doing this for a long time already. Together with Coach Aiza and Coach Dan and the entire team of Love Institute, we're so happy that they're making this happen. And ang maganda pa dito, Shirley, is that this is not even expensive. Because this learning doesn't have to be expensive. Because they've been doing this exclusively to parents, not before, in small groups and parenting seminars. Pero, syempre, nasa Manila lang. Pero now, wherever you are in the world, wherever you are in the country, you can now learn from Tita Maribel, Aiza, Dan, and the entire team for only Tita Maribel.
Yes, that's true. They can learn now, and we gladly want you to know more because, see, the family, as we see now, is threatened by the pandemic. But if we are happy as family members, as husband, wife, we will talk also about the marriage in the parenting, because that's also an important ingredient. Then, we will realize that what we really need is the love of family. That I think this pandemic has really shown the love of the family or the difficulties through this pandemic that we were with family members.
And I think, Tita, sa pakikinig ko for the Love Institute team kanina pa, lagi niyong minimension about the communication.
Yes.
Communication is the root for a happy family. Communication is the key and the tool. Hindi siya mahal, libre lang siya, pero dapat ginagawa natin. And I think ito yung isa sa mga dapat matutunan ng mga parents.
At may formula yan, may formula. So madali yan, matuturuan natin ang formula. Communication is the secret of staying in love with anybody.
Agree, Tita. So, possible kasi na yung family, nagko-communicate sila, pero bakit nagkakaroon ng misunderstanding? Maybe because they don't know how to effectively do the communication.
Correct.
So dito sa virtual parenting conference natin, I'm sure that we will tackle this effective communication to create a very happy family also.
Yes.
Sure.
And I'm going to share, kasi people now are asking and messaging us how much this costs. This is not expensive at all. This is really more of service for the parents nowadays. It's only at 3,500 pesos.
Wow.
Sa presyo pa lang, I'm not sobrang cheap and sobrang affordable for parents for only 2 months.
Yeah, we can also tell them what is the inclusion of that 3,500.
Definitely. So we're sharing now in our group, ayan. Can you see it, everybody?
Yes.
Ayan. So if you go to School for Parents at teachable.com, so this is the website. School for Parents, learn from great minds in parenting, explore powerful ideas to bring out the best in you and your children. Enroll now. We only have 500 slots available for the course. So if you're struggling to build a good relationship with your child, and this is the course to go. So this is School for Parents. So we bring together top parenting experts to empower hundreds of families, powered by the Love Institute, the leading parenting consultation organization with over 25 years of experience. And that's the message coming from me. Hi, guys. And here are your parenting coaches. Meet Tita Maribel, who's going to be part of every weekly coaching For 2 months, you will have Tita Maribel coaching you. And if you want to know more about what she did in the past, the book she authored, you can check it here. You can also check Coach Aiza. Ayan, ang ganda naman, smile. That's Coach Aiza right there. And I learned a lot from her talk earlier. So parang I want to really learn from her as well in these sessions. And Coach Aiza has been doing this since 2012. And we have here, ayan, si Piolo Pascual. Coach Dan Caballes, who is a full-time seminar workshop trainer and facilitator on transformational and self-awareness. So he's a proud member of the Love Institute since 2010. So you can see here the works of Tita Maribel, the features that she had before, and a message coming from her why this school is important and what she plans to do in this school, and then why you should join. So we're sharing a system to build stronger families. So here's what's inside. We have a course, a set of videos where we will be teaching you about, or the Love Institute will be teaching you with downloadable workbooks valued at 20,000, 8 weekly coaching sessions, so that's 2 months, valued at 17,500, an access to exclusive group on Facebook, and a certificate of completion signed by Maribel Dionisio. So talagang meron ng school for parents. Meron silang certificate that they can bring home with them for only 3,500, valued at 37,500. So I think it's super cheap for 2 months of learning and being coached by the top experts in the country. Thank you, teacher, Coach Maribel, Tita Maribel, and Coach Aiza and Coach Dan for making this happen.
Also, just to stress, personally kasi I'm a believer of kung pwede lang magkaroon ng parenting license, because any profession that we have, may it be a doctor, an engineer, a teacher, even drivers have licenses, because there are people and lives at stake if they do their job wrong. Unfortunately, as parents, we don't have this, and we also do not have a real school prior to this to teach the parents. How the parents do their role is just based on what Dan said, on how we were parented. So we tend to copy the good and the bad that our parents might have done, or maybe the style that was effective during their time that are not applicable now. So I am so grateful that this opportunity for School for Parents have arrived, for all the parents who want to do a good job informing and not mishandling their children, so everyone be happy and avoid problems, especially later on when they become teenagers or young adults starting their own families.
Okay. Can I also say something? There's so much talk about a new normal, because of everything that's happening. And what it's all mostly negative, if not all of it. What I want to put into the minds of the parents who are listening is basically, let's create a new normal within our family. And the new normal is we are more connected with our children. The family is closer because of what's happening. Let that be the new normal for us, because we want to make it as positive. We make the best opportunity, the best of a negative situation. So let this be our new normal.
Right. So those are the topics, Ralph, that we will be covering in our 12 sessions, Ralph.
You're on mute.
Who's on mute? Ralph?
There you go.
Yes.
There.
Ayan. Let's go.
Ayan yung 12 modules, Ralph. And then we have the weekly coaching where we can help the participants.
Ayan po, tita. Nasa screen na po.
Yes, that's correct.
Maybe we can also put this also in our comment section, Ralph, so that everybody can browse it. Even the link, it's also there already. Para po you can later on makita ninyo kung ano yung mga topics later on.
Definitely. So that's it po, Tita. Can you thank you very much po to our experts sa dami ng mga shinare ninyo sa mga ideas. I think ang dami natutunan ng ating mga viewers. If you guys learned a lot from this talk with Tita Maribel, with Coach Aiza and Coach Dan, please say thank you, Coach. Thank you, Love Institute, sa comment section.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much po. So, any last words po, Coach Maribel and Coach Aiza and Coach Dan?
Yeah, Aiza, you want to start?
Me, just as I've said, the value of education. So parents are going through their role with more knowledge, more wisdom, less panic moments, and less devastating effects if they do the parenting wrong. And maximizing all the learning venues that we can have, especially now that there's a lot of this going online, may it be books, may it be seminars, webinars. Let's all take advantage of it. And thank you so much for having us here. It's a pleasure to be in partnership with New Bold You.
Dan?
Okay. Yes. So thank you again, sa New Bold University. And I just like to really mention it's very important that we also take care of ourselves as parents. Because when we take care of ourselves, we're basically puno yung tangke natin, full tank tayo to give more to our children. Because if we really leave nothing to ourselves, mauubusan tayo, especially in these trying times. So when we love ourselves, we have that much more love to give to others, especially our children.
Love. I love that. Thank you.
Yeah, and finally, while giving to the children, to ourselves, we will also remember if we are married to our sweetie pie, our spouse, to take care of our marriage as well. If you're a single parent, how to take care of yourself and do effective parenting, even if you are a single parent, to raise confident, caring, and responsible children for our society and for the world.
Wow. I love that. Thank you. Thank you for that, Coach Maribel, Tita Maribel. Ang sarap makinig sa kanila. Parang talaga that they've had all of these years of experience handling learning from parents and really understanding the dynamics of parenting and of families. What did you learn in this episode, Shirley?
Grabe na, sobrang daming value bomb learnings na I think as a parent nakaka-overwhelm pero ang sayang balikan. And I think hindi lang talaga siya for parents. Ito applicable sa atin tong lahat. No, kasi baka sabihin kasi ng iba, ito kasi talagang single out, so may mga anak lang siya. But if you are a single na ready to mingle, nagpa-plan ka na rin na mag-asawa and then later you're gonna build the family, this is the perfect time for you to join the virtual parenting conference. Kasi at least you still have time to plan out and prepare. Like you, Ralph, right? Diba?
Yes.
At least wala ka na dun sa point na yung parang maguguluhan ka na tama ba itong ginagawa ko or magkakaroon ka ng self-destruction or self-destructive na isipin mo na parang I'm not good enough, I don't matter kasi I failed as a mom. So dumadaan talaga lahat ng parents sa ganyan kasi wala talagang they can teach you kung paano talaga become better parent. So ako, I guess, etong isang oras na topic na to, it really draws me to become more confident na nafe-feel ko na okay lang na magkamali ako, okay lang na ma-show ko yung vulnerability ko sa mga anak ko or sa kids because I think that's part of life. Hindi siya dapat talaga perfect and hindi tayo dapat, parang huwag ka masyado ma-pressure kung ano yung ginagawa ng iba. You'll be doing fine as long as you love yourself, sabi ni Coach Dan. Kasi how can you love other people if you don't have it? So I think yun yung pinaka-bottom line. And communication, very important. Hindi enough yung communication. But you really know how to have an effective communication at home for you to have a peaceful family. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Thank you very much, Shirley, for that input. You know what? Actually, parang we're in love fest. Damang-dama natin ang pag-ibig at pagmamahal at ang devotion ng ating mga experts for families to become better and stronger. The reason talaga we created School for Parents or even this virtual conference is because I'm a child myself. I'm not yet a parent. Do I want to be in the near future? God. pero, pero as a child, and I was raised by two amazing individuals, my mom and my dad, and they took care of me. Even though there are indeed some stuff that they were not able to deliver, but they did take what they could with what they know how to parent me. And ngayon, parang I'm giving through the power, through the collaboration with Love Institute and with from us, New Bold You, we're now having this opportunity to now rewrite how we do parenting. Let's give an opportunity for parents to become parents, because the truth is parents want to be better parents. They're just looking for avenues how they can do that. And because during this pandemic means resetting of a lot of things. Before, it's no longer working for us to continue with the same way of living. If we want to change, we need to question status quo and maybe improve status quo by adding schools like this, platforms like this, adding platform for Tita Maribel and her amazing group, that they can be able to change the heart and the minds of the parents, so we can now see in this next generation a generation of empowered parents. Before, hinayaan lang natin, pero right now we can see hundreds or even thousands of families becoming better families, becoming better parts of the communities because they learned. They didn't do it by mistake. They didn't do it by trial and error. They learned, and that's the best we could do. And that's what we're doing through this seminar and through this conference. And I hope everybody got to learn from our coaches. Thank you very much, viewers, for joining us. Let's say thank you sa kanila, guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Maraming
Maraming salamat.
Salamat po. More power to everyone, and that's it. Tapos na ang ating parenting virtual conference. Sobrang bitin, Shirley.
Yes.
And this is a
I
history
really wanted to see them on the course.
in the course. Yes, you're gonna see more of them equipping you, teaching you, and making you a better parent every week. Yeah, through School for Parents. So thank you, guys, again for joining. And this is it, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah,
Hi, JR.
Bye.
Shout out.
Cherry, bye. Carla.